Hey guys, it's Kristi. Welcome back to my channel. Today is all about Blue and White Decor and specifically tablescapes. A couple of weeks ago, I put together this tablescape just for the centerpiece of my table. I didn't put the place settings on, but I have since put on the place settings, so I'm going to show you that today. And in contrast, I'm going to show you how you can take a tablescape like this and change it out while still using a few of the elements and just bringing in some different pieces for a completely different look. Both of these tablescapes would be perfect for indoors or outdoors. So I'm looking forward to showing you both tablescapes and sharing with you a few tips along the way for how I put these together. This video is also a collab with 3 of my YouTube friends. Lisa from Lisa and Company put this group together, and she did this in the spring with a different group of ladies, and they had lots of success with it. She did this as a tribute to her mother because she loves blue and white decor. So Lisa has decided to do this throughout the different seasons, and this is the summer collaboration, so I'm really excited to be a part of it. And these ladies are all fantastic DIYers, so I'm sure they're going to be putting some DIY spins on some of their blue and white decor, so you'll get lots more ideas for that. I'll leave the link for Lisa's channel and for the playlist in the description box below, so make sure to check those out when you get done with my video. My first blue and white tablescape is actually a recreation of a tablescape that I did last summer in our old house, and since I'm not really going out shopping or doing anything, and I loved this tablescape so much, a couple of weeks ago I decided to go ahead and recreate the same tablescape, and it's a totally different environment because our table used to be in the dining room and now it's in our kitchen area. So I thought it would be perfect for in here, and I also knew it would work with the rest of the decor in my home and bring in that summer touch that I was looking for. Last year I really wanted a coastal look in my dining room, so I went to Pier 1, and that's where I found most everything on the table. Instead of using fresh flowers like I normally would, since I wanted it to be low maintenance, I went with candles. And I thought that worked really well with the coastal theme, that it didn't feel like it needed flowers. And I love the way the table ended up turning out. So I'm gonna show you some footage from last year in our dining room and then also this year. And I did it by memory, so it was a little bit different what I had, but for the most part, it was the same. And 2 weeks ago when I put this out, I put it out with just the centerpiece and the placemats, but I didn't put the place settings. So I'm also showing it to you now with the place settings in our current kitchen area where we have our table. Whenever I'm shopping and I find something that I absolutely love, like these iridescent blue vases, I always buy multiples of the same items. Sometimes I'll buy 2, 3, 4, sometimes even 5. It just depends on what it is. But the reason I do that is because it creates an impact and it gives a purposeful look, and you end up with a lot of versatility in how you can use them. If you're looking for a high-end look and you want to start incorporating things in your home that will have more impact and more of a high-end look, then buying multiples of the same item is one way to achieve that. In fact, it's one of my best tips for trying to achieve that, along with paying attention to the size and scale of your items. Another thing that I like to do when I'm creating tablescapes is to decide on a theme and let that dictate the table. So the themes can be anything from a mood you want to create, a specific color scheme, an event or holiday, or just deciding if you want a casual or formal feel. Once you decide on a theme, or even a combination of a couple of things that I kind of listed as far as what themes could be, then that will help guide you in either things you need to shop around your house for, or things you need to go out to the store and buy or look on Amazon for. So I always like to start with the feel that I want the table to have. And a lot of times that includes the mood that I want the table to have. And also deciding if you want something that's a little more low maintenance, where maybe you do like I did with this coastal and just use candles versus flowers, or whether you decide you do want flowers and you don't mind changing them out every now and then, or you're gonna use artificial flowers. But you know what my thought about flowers are. Whenever I'm decorating a table, my preference, if at all possible, is to use fresh flowers. You can get them so inexpensively these days, and I think it just makes such a statement to have fresh flowers. Since moving in this house, I have been dying to do an outdoor tablescape. Since our backyard and patio are still not done yet, that's really not an option. So what I decided to do was create the tablescape that I would create outdoors, indoors. So even though it's indoors, imagine that you're sitting outside. As you can see, they've started on our pool. So imagine that you're sitting outside at the dining table on the patio, enjoying the beautiful pool. At some point in the near future, hopefully everything will be done and we'll be able to do just that, and I'll be able to bring you along and show you tablescapes for the outdoors. So use your imagination for this one and play along with me. Keeping in mind that I wanted an outdoor theme, I pulled some items, and the inspiration for the whole tablescape were these beautiful plates that I found at the thrift store. I haven't been out much since moving here because COVID happened right after, but I did go to the thrift store one day and I found these beautiful, beautiful blue and white plates, and I thought they would just be perfect for this, and I'm using that as the inspiration. I also knew that for this table, I wanted to have a casual but elegant feel to it. So I kept that in mind as I was pulling items to think about for the table. And so I pulled a bunch of different things and then I narrowed it down, and there were a few things until the very end I wasn't quite sure which direction I was going to go. And you'll see I also made a few last minute changes as I put things out on the table and saw how things were coming together. I knew I was going to use my same white table runners and also the vase that I had for the centerpiece. I think those are both beautiful. They are classic pieces, and I knew I could work around those for my blue and white tablescape. I knew I wanted to use fresh flowers to elevate the look of this table, and these white mums that I found at Trader Joe's were perfect for that casual yet elegant look I was going for. I decided to put them in these blue and white bowls that I found at Hobby Lobby last year, and I love the simplicity and how easy this was. I wanted this table to feel extremely inviting, and like it didn't take any time or effort to put together, which honestly it didn't, because even putting these flowers together was so simple. All I did was cut down the flowers into individual stems and lined the outside rim of the bowl and then just filled in the middle. Not only is this beautiful, but it's also budget friendly. I was able to get 2 packs of these mums for only $6 at Trader Joe's. So I really don't think you can beat that. It is so worth it to be able to elevate the look of your table. And I just feel like it makes the table that much more special when you use fresh flowers. I knew I wanted to have 4 bowls with flowers in it for the table, and I was hoping to do the mums for all 4 of them, but unfortunately after doing 2 of the bowls, I realized that I would probably have enough mums to do 3 bowls, but not 4. So I ended up having to go into my stash of artificial flowers, and I found these white roses that were perfect. So I went ahead and used these roses for the other 2 bowls. I don't feel like these roses look as good as fresh roses would, but I do think by having the fresh mums on the table with the artificial roses, it actually makes them look less artificial than they are. So it kind of fools you into thinking that because something on the table is real, that everything on the table is real. Since I wanted this to be an outdoor tablescape, I wanted to bring in some elements that were more casual, so it gives you the feel of being outside and just enjoying the outdoors, and makes it feel very inviting to come to the table and not feeling real stuffy, just something where it's beautiful, yet you feel like you want to just sit there for hours and eat your dinner, enjoy the outdoors and the company that you might have. I knew that my recycled blue jean placemats were going to be perfect to tie in with the blue and white theme and to bring in that casual element that I was looking for. If you look closely at these placemats, you can see that they even have some frayed edges because, like I said, it's recycled blue jeans, and I just love that, especially the contrast that that gives with the elegance of the table. I think they just come together beautifully and help set the tone and mood for the table that I want. Whenever possible, I like to bring an unexpected element to the table, and in this case, I did that by adding a few pops of gold with my gold chargers and my gold flatware that I used on my Christmas table. I feel like these add another elegant touch, but they also break up the blue and white just enough to make everything stand out even more than it did before. It also catches your eye, so when you see the table, it's one of the first things that you notice. I tried using my rattan chargers with this setting and it looked okay, but I just felt like it fell a little bit flat. I felt like the gold chargers gave it the pop that it really needed to break up all of the blue and white and to really catch your attention. Once I had the place settings done and I looked at the table, I decided that while I liked everything, I thought with the gold that if I changed out my lanterns to my white lanterns that have the gold handles on them, that it would tie in the centerpiece with the place settings and really make the table come together even better. So I went ahead and switched out the lanterns. After changing the lanterns, I decided that I wanted to change the white roses too. When I was at the store, I had also bought some blue and green hydrangeas, and I had decided not to use them on the table because I was going to go for the all white look with the flowers and be consistent with it, but I just wasn't liking the artificial flowers, so I decided to try the hydrangeas, and I ended up loving it. So I just think it looks so much better with the fresh flowers than the artificial. So I went ahead and switched that, and I just love the way that everything turned out. Whenever I'm shopping for new pieces, whether it's for a tablescape or just decor in my house, I like to look for staple pieces that I know are going to have multiple function or that I'm going to use over and over, especially in the case of a tablescape. So things like my white table runners, I know that I'll be able to get lots of use out of those. In my first tablescape, I had the plain navy blue napkins. And in this tablescape, I'm using my denim napkins and my denim placemats that I use over and over again, along with things like my blue wine glasses from Dollar Tree, my lanterns. All of these things, I know I'm going to get lots of use out of them, and not to mention my white everyday plates that I use all of the time. So sometimes it's worth investing more money in pieces like this that you know you're going to use over and over again. I hope you got some ideas and inspiration today from these tablescapes. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. That really helps me out. And if you're not already subscribed, I would love to have you hit that subscribe button and join our community. And also remember to turn on your bell notifications so you'll be notified when all of my new videos come out. For even more inspiration for some blue and white decor, check out the link in the description box below and see what the other ladies have in store for you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you more than you know. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.